It was awesome to arrive to South America once again. The idea of the trip was to do the Inca Trail from Peru, Lima to La Paz, Bolivia, starting from sea level going up to the highest capital of the world. We were following the steps of the Inca Trail with the help of skateboarding. First day, I was too excited, got on the trip, and I instantly wanted to get some clips. And of course, rolled my ankle on the first day. Classic situation on a skate trip. But turns out it was not that bad. The train ride to Machu Picchu was amazing because it seemed like we're on some kind of a Darjeeling limited train, like going on this route, and the train ride was amazing. The views and the mountains, and there's all sorts of theories around this mystical place on top of the mountain. It's called the Machu Picchu. Is it 1.5 kilometers above sea level? So yeah, it turns out that the great-grandfather of a professional skateboarder, Hiram Bingham, was the founder of Machu Picchu more than 100 years ago. So for 400 years, the Machu Picchu was unknown to the rest of the world. After Lima and Machu Picchu, our next stop was Cusco, which was already 4,000 meters above sea level. It was nighttime, and there was a big parade right outside our hotel. So we went in and joined for a second. So we could already start feeling the pressure, and we needed to drink some extra coca tea. It was so hard to skate. After each try, you're just out of breath. I can't even talk to anyone because you're just trying to catch up with being so high up in the mountains, and it's just slower, you know, it just takes more time. But it's still fun, and you can still skate up here. The good thing about Puno, the next city, was that we ran into some local skaters. And not surprisingly, they knew Angelo and were like fanning out, being super stoked to see him. And I guess not many professional skateboarders come to town. It's always nice to meet with the locals and skate together. And it was a good time.
South America, 1,000 million people.
the Titicaca Lake, which is between Peru and Bolivia. It was the highest lake in the world that you could sail ships on. The uros, the floating islands that are made of totora, is a plant that grows on the surface of the lake, and the local people use it to keep afloat. And they have to keep adding totora every month so the island wouldn't sink. They've been living there since 60 years now. Before that, they were living on boats, and they would cook their meals and sleep on the boats for, they said, 500 years. Avoiding conflict with other neighboring cities and civilizations, and nobody's ever been able to really get them. That's why the uros are still out there, and we went and visited. After visiting Lima, Machu Picchu, Cusco, and Puno, our next stop was the border. We were about to enter Bolivia. Crossing the border was definitely an experience of itself. I was completely not prepared for walking in the dirt and being stopped by construction in the middle of the road. And there's a guy there already where you throw your bags on, and he's on his bike, takes off, so you're like got nothing to do but follow him. You follow him, and then it takes you to the border control where we're there. So once we crossed the border, we went to La Paz, which is the highest capital of the world, and that was the most epic entrance into the city that I've ever experienced. To me, it seemed like it was a Grand Canyon with a city on the bottom, you know? Because there's a huge difference in the altitude from the lower part of the city to the higher part of the city. So after skating La Paz, we went to see Tiwanakus. We decided to go and have lunch because we were hungry. And then we go inside and have food, and by the time we're done eating the food, it's a crazy storm outside and winds are howling and dogs are trying to come inside the restaurant because they can't even handle it. So we got done eating and we get out and the wind is almost done. So we went and checked that out too. So we also visited Tiwanaku, which is the oldest remains of human civilization in South America. And they were the forefathers of some of agriculture's inventions and also of building. Thousands of years ago, they had knowledge and they were doing it. They were doing it just like we're doing it today. We're up in the mountains, one of the highest plateaus on the earth, and obviously we're gonna skate some hills. And yeah, Milton is there too, and he doesn't stop, he just keeps going. And if I say, let's do it one more time, he says, of course we're gonna do it one more time. And yeah, I already ripped like one pair of pants is in the garbage after the first day. So it's been really fun. I really enjoyed the sessions we had. Right before we had to take the planes to go home, Milton did the biggest ollie that I've ever seen. What a good way to end the trip.